5 hours in now. So I intentionally sort of decided to take my time and explore more than go down the path that they're putting in front of me, right? I did it to the point where I could, as I said before, where I could level up my character, but then after that, I figured I could just mosey around and see what I could find. So I know that there are people talking. I know who I'm supposed to go fight next, technically. I have a rough idea where that is, I think. But yeah, I guess as it turns out, I did what I was supposed to do. I did go to the castle. It just wasn't obvious to me that that was the thing that triggered anything to get into the round table room, I guess. So whatever, that worked out. Anyway, but from there, I explored around that area, which had like a church and a couple little graveyards, and there was some tougher guys to kill there, which weren't too bad really. And I moved into a different area past there that had, where I found my first map, which was of like, I think it's like a, well, really a western area map, at least relative, sort of like northwest, I guess. And I went all the way to one of the trees, and there's a guardian of some kind at the tree that's too hard for me to kill. So I didn't bother with that yet, but I did find some good items in a tower right there next to him. So I've been unlocking sort of mechanics, I guess, game mechanics through other ways. And then I ended up going off to the east instead into a fort and taking that fort out and getting some more stuff that unlocked more options in terms of how you can impact your weapons. I think you can change the skill, and you can also change the scaling and some other. Yeah, I haven't tried that, but I got the first items that would allow me to attempt that if I want it. And half of a key, and I think the other half's in another fort or something that I gotta find at some point. So, bottom line though, I'm enjoying just sort of dinking around and seeing what I find, and I killed a couple bears. There's these giant like werewolf bears that I haven't tried to fight that I found. Yeah, so I don't think, I mean, there was one in the previous video. There is a boss of some that had a boss, you know, like a boss health bar and name, and I killed that guy. I don't remember who it was, but it was down in a cave past some wolves. It wasn't that hard, but I haven't really fought like a, well, the guardian of the tree was harder than I was willing to deal with, and he had a bar, but I haven't really taken like down a real full boss yet, I don't think, because of the two. The one was in the training area, and the other one was too easy to be called a real boss, at least in my opinion. Though he was intense, but I had magic and I could stay away. So yeah, it seems like the prisoner is a little bit easy mode, at least at first, in terms of having options of range and melee that are both effective at first. And then it, of course, depends what you level from there. But so I was 2 hours in, now I'm about 5 hours in. It's going to be a little while before I play again. But, well, tonight probably I'll play again. I will say, part of me just wants it to be another Souls game that isn't completely open world, so I could just feel like I'm making some kind of obvious progress. But then again, I like exploring. I like Breath of the Wild. I like that. So blending those two things is good, and making like putting the Souls mechanics into one of those worlds is interesting, and I'm happy to play through it. I'm not sure if, you know, I would prefer this way or the other way, but part of me wants the other thing still, the more curated experience without the, you know, fluff, although the fluff doesn't feel like fluff, but there's, you know, there's open space. So I think what's happening is, in a Souls game, you know, like every step there's something coming, right? Because it's all pretty tightly packed together. Here, because of the open world nature, you can just get on your horse and run around and run past things, and there's exploration, which is cool, but it takes away from some of the dread that can happen, or some of the anticipation of, oh my god, what's around this, like what's going to attack me next. Because here you can pretty much escape things if you're careful with the horse. So it's just a different emotional experience, if that makes sense. Not always. Once you get into a cave or something, it immediately turns into the other thing, so you get both. But it's interesting having these moments of, well, I can just run around. Yeah, so I like it. It's very good. I could see where some people who want the pure Dark Souls thing wouldn't prefer this, and then people who want the more Breath of the Wild thing, this is going to be more difficult than they're used to in a lot of ways, especially if they try to play it like down the center with the, go straight to whoever that first boss is. I think that could be a problem if someone's not willing to just run around and sort of build their character and unlock other things and explore other things. But yeah, it's pretty much exactly what I expected it to be. So, and then, well, and I don't know, maybe not more. I think I was hoping it would be a little more different than it is in some ways. We'll see, though. I'm not that far in. This is a big game. 5 hours isn't that far in. It's not like I've been focused on progression. So, having fun. See you next time.